Welcome everybody. Today we're going to look at applications of systems of equations. So when you do this, you're first going to define your variables, then we're going to set up two equations and pick a method to solve. So the first one, we have a total of 21 coins, nickels and dimes only. The total value of coins is $1.70. How many of each type of coin do you have? So nickels and dimes are the variables we're working with. So we're going to state what they are. So x equals nickels. And just a reminder, nickels are 5 cents. So 0.05. And dimes are going to be our y, and dimes are 10 cents. So when we make an equation, we're frequently going to have one equation that has to do with the total. So the total is 21, so you would just add the two variables together to equal 21. And then when you're dealing with money, the other equation usually has to deal with money. So they tell us that the coins equal that in total, and we know that these are how much nickels and dimes are worth. So we'll have 0.05x plus 0.10y equals $1.70. So you can choose which method you'd like to solve. I'm going to choose substitution because I like that one when there's decimals involved. So if I rearrange this equation, I'd have y equals negative x plus 21. So I subtracted x over, and then I'm going to substitute that in for the y in this equation. So it'll look like 0.05x plus 0.10 times negative x plus 21 equals 170. So I've substituted it in, and I'm going to distribute. I'm going to do the next at the same time, so I'm going to subtract 2.1 over, so that'll give me negative 0.4, and I'm going to combine like terms, which gives me negative 0.05x. Then we're going to divide, so if we divide by negative 0.05, we get 8. Isn't it cool how decimals work? So the number of x, so nickels, is 8. Then the number of dimes, we would plug this back in. So I could plug in to one of our original equations. So it would be 8 plus y equals 21. So if we subtract over 8, we get 13 dimes. All right, next one, we've got the Math Club and Science Club have fundraisers to buy supplies for a local animal shelter. The Math Club spent $135 buying 6 cases of dog food and 1 case of cat food. The Science Club spent $110 buying 4 cases of dog food and 2 cases of cat food. How much did the case cost? How much did for dog and cat food? Okay. So originally I thought it was going to be about Math and Science Club, but really it's about dog and cat food. So my x is the dog food and the y is the cat food. So don't make assumptions too early about what the problems are about. So the first one, we've got 6 cases of dog food, so 6x plus 1 case of cat food, so 1y, and its total is 135. The other one, we've got 4 cases of dog food, so 4x, plus 2 cases of cat food, and its total was 110. I always like doing the total last for some reason. So this one, no decimals, it's in standard form, so personally I like doing elimination, but you can choose whichever method you want. I'd like to turn that 1y into a negative 2, so it would eliminate. So we get negative 12x minus 2y equals negative 270. So then I can add these together. So we're left with negative 8x equals negative 160. And if we divide by 8, x is 20. So we know dog food costs $20. Then cat food, we're going to plug that back in to one of our equations. So personally, I chose this equation. So I did 6 times 20 plus 1y equals 135. 6 times 20 is 120. And then if we subtract over 120, we are left with 15. So cat food costs $15. All right, up next, we've got Courtney, who's got some stamps. So she has a total of 88 stamps. worth $15.56. They're 25-cent stamps, and some are 2-cent stamps. How many of each does she have? Okay, so these are the two types of stamps we're working with. So I'm going to call this my X and this my Y. So X is the 25-cent stamp, and Y is going to be my 2-cent stamp. So for our equations, they did give us a total. So when they give us a total, we can just do X plus Y equals that total. And then we've got money. So for the cents, 25 cents is 0.25 and 2 cents is 0.02. So we've got 0.25x plus 0.02y equals 15.56. So again, decimals, I don't love doing elimination with that, so I'm going to choose to do substitution. So I'm going to rearrange this one. So y equals negative x plus 88, and then substitute that in for the y in here. If you would rather do elimination or graphing, go for it. But this is just how I want to do it. But you should get the same answer either way. So we'll distribute. Then we're going to subtract over the 175. So we're left with 13.80 and combine like terms, which leaves us with 0.23x. And then we divide by 0.23, we're left with 60. So number of 25-cent stamps are 60. Then I would choose to plug that probably into the first equation. So I would do 60 plus x equals 88. So if you subtract the 60, you are left with 28. So there are 28 2-cent stamps. All right, our final equation is Tom put 18 gallons of mid-grade gas in his truck and filled up his empty 5-gallon gas can with regular gas for his lawnmower at home. He spent $59.91. The following week, he put 14 gallons of mid-grade gas in his truck and topped off his 5-gallon can with just 1 gallon of regular gas. And he paid $39.75, and the prices remained the same. Oh, and prices remain the same, so the gas costs the same amount of money. Find the price per gallon of the mid-grade and regular gas. Okay, so those are our variables. So my X and my Y. So X is mid-grade and Y is regular. So when it tells you like what you're looking for, that frequently tells you your X and Y. So we've got, here's a total. So that total was 18 gallons of mid-grade and a 5-gallon gas tank with regular. Okay, so we can use that to make an equation. So 18 mid-grade plus 5 regular equals 59.91. And then he put 14 gallons of mid-grade and topped off the 5-gallon with 1 gallon of regular. So be careful, it's 1 gallon, and paid $39.75. So we've got 14 mid-grade plus 1 regular equals $39.75. So again, you can choose which way you want to solve it. I see no decimals, and I see an easy way to do elimination, so I'm going to choose that. So I would multiply all these by -5. Too many arrows. So we get negative 70x minus 5y equals negative 198.75. And then we really don't need this equation anymore. So I'm adding this to the top one. So those eliminate. So 18 plus negative 70 gives us negative 52x. And if I add the other ones, I get negative 138.84. And then dividing by 52, we're left with 2.62. So that is the price for the mid-grade. 2.67. I'm not sure what I just said. Okay, then to figure out our regular, I'm going to use my top equation. So I'm going to do 18 times, actually, I'm not going to do the top equation. I'm going to use this equation because I like it better. So it's really up to you. Really doesn't matter. 2.67. Oh, I chose this one because it has 1y in it. and I like when there's less dividing involved. So even though I crossed it off earlier, you're allowed to go back to it and still use it again. And then when I subtract, we are left with 2.37. So that is the price of the regular. So breaking this down, important things, frequently there's like a total equation, sometimes there's a money equation, and if there's not either of those, you kind of look at the sentence breakdown. And when they tell you totals, it's usually going to equal whatever like the total amount of money is or what the two groups combine together to be. They even added in a nice little foxtrot problem if you want to read through that. Otherwise, we are done, and good luck with your problems. If only I could get the video to end.